Hello, loves. I hope that y'all are doing great. I hope that y'all are doing great. Uh, Let me just move this real quick so I can pull the oracle cards for the day. You guys know, obviously, it has to be here for this live because it always is. Let's see. I definitely want to do the. Where is it? Oh, I'm just grabbing the oracle cards that that we're gonna use for today. Okay, there we go. Saturn and Pisces. We might as well. I hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to the weekly community oracle poll, where we basically do low cost readings. Just the whole point of this entire live is to give you guys access to low cost readings. Let's do. I'm trying to pick the oracle decks for today. Let's do the healing with the angels. And then I'm trying to pick the cards right now. Hold on. Let's do this one. Let's do the Mother Mary, Queen of Angels one. I like that one too. One sec. Let me just grab this one. All right. I think we got the stack. I think we got the correct stack in which we will be using today. Yeah. Okay. So no, not tarot. All right. So we're gonna use this is today's stack. Well, we can't leave out Archangel Michael because, well, if somebody wants to do Archangel Michael, we could just pull that in. Welcome to the Weekly Healing Circle. I just got the stack of decks that we're going to be using. So I'm going to give you guys the options. The whole point of this live is to give you guys access to low-cost readings. So if you're a Patreon member or channel member, drop your Patreon name on the chat with the question and which deck you want me to choose, unless you want me to pick it like you want me to intuitively pick your deck. I can do that as well. If you are not a Patreon member or channel member, you want me to pull some cards for you, just send $5 to $10 to my Cash App or Venmo, which is the same as my username for TikTok is up here, for YouTube is down here. I have YouTube right here and I have TikTok right here. So if you see me looking these ways, that is the why. Thank you. They are part of my Taino regalia. They're like my favorite. They really are like my favorite earrings. And I believe they're one of a kind because the person who made it was just like this is wood. So it's like this woodworking piece is really pretty, but it's part of my regalia. Anyway, so with that being said, here are your options for today. So we have the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck, a fave. We have to use it because it's Pisces season. The Okana Oracle deck, but please only use this deck if you're trying to do shadow work. We have to state that every week because it's the truth, and sometimes y'all don't listen to me. Then we have the Archangel Gabriel Oracle deck. Okay, the Mary Queen of Angels Oracle deck, another fave. The Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle deck. The Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, another fave, and the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. Okay, that's what she looks like. So, if you want me to pull some cards for you, I already see like the Patreon members already putting their questions in the chat. So we're gonna jump and start with those. But if you want me to like read some cards for you, just send $5 to $10 to my Cash App or Venmo. Or if you're on YouTube, you can also send a super chat. So with that being said, let me just move the stack so that we have a space to put them in. One sec. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I think the first one is thank you for the fro love. The first one is Michaela. Okay, Michaela said any deck. Okay, so this was going to, one sec. Mary Queen of Angels. Hello. So here we go. Let's see. Michaela Hawkins. What does Michaela need to know? What does Michaela need to know? Oh, wait, hold on. That was too many cards. One sec. One more card for Michaela. Okay. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck is truth. Okay, truth. Okay, so we have 3 cards. So the first one is present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. Okay, present moment. Forgiveness. I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. I already feel like I have to. One sec. I gotta put for some reason this happens every time I go on live on TikTok for some reason. So that I may enjoy my life. And then we have grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. Okay? Grace. So it definitely sounds you're going through a bit of a healing process right now. And especially if you feel like you've made a mistake or you feel like you need to come to terms with something that isn't necessarily easy to navigate or accept or deal with. It feels a little heavier. It feels like it feels like a shot at the ego as well. There's something about this that's like you have to kind of really take care of your self-care and nurture yourself. And there's part of it where Spirit is like you need to give yourself some grace and just be very gentle with yourself. You're going to make mistakes. Other people are going to make mistakes as well. You cannot expect everybody else to really be perfect either. Sometimes it's going to feel like, it's hard to kind of navigate, or it's hard to forgive someone, or it's hard to really like let it go, or the pain hurt too much where it's just like you want to stay like really fixed on it. Like you just don't like, oh my God, I cannot believe. Like it just feels heavier than it should feel, but it does. It feels there's this heaviness, there's this weight there. It's something that within the present, it's something that moving on into the future, moving on into like later, you're gonna probably look back at this time and you're like, damn, that really hurt at the time. Like I'm better now, but like that really hurt at the time. That wasn't fun to navigate or deal with, but it's still important for you to not only be in the moment, but understand and process and accept that like you're gonna be okay. Understand and process that people make mistakes and you make mistakes, and it's not super easy, or it's not always gonna be. You're never gonna hit the bullseye all of the time. Sometimes the arrow's gonna go through a whole separate direction, and then it's just like not gonna be the target that you wanted to. Sometimes it's gonna feel like that. And that includes with communication. That includes with, trying to say or speak to someone in a certain way, and it comes out differently, and then someone else took that personally, and then it turns into a whole entire other thing that it wasn't supposed to be originally. There's definitely a sense of needing to give yourself some peace, like while you're in this present moment, because while it is important to stay present, within the times, within how you're feeling, within, you know, your needs, your how you're processing your life. While that is very, very important, it is still important for you while you're in this present moment to figure out how you're going to move on. Because your present moments, you can't live either just in that same present moment all the time. There's times where you're going to have to think about, like, okay, well, this happened, and yes, you can be mad, you can be upset, or this can hurt and it can, you know, sting, but like, how are you going to keep going? Your life doesn't just stop here. Your life doesn't just end here. It has, you have to continue, you have to grow, you have to progress. So there is this energy of release. There's this energy of healing. There's this energy of making peace. There's this energy of loving yourself, even when you make mistakes, even when you're not perfect, and even when it's hard to forgive other people because they're not perfect. It's important to really slow down and take in how you need to process what you need to process. And while, as you are doing that, as you're kind of navigating those waters, which are not always easy, making sure you're loving yourself. Your self-care and your self-love right now is really, really, really important. Disregarding it would end up causing you more self-harm than good. And it will also take a longer time to process and kind of be in this present moment. So you have to be very mindful of how you are navigating the more heavier waters that don't necessarily like feel that great. Yeah, practice like hefty amount of like self-love right now. This will be a good time to kind of treat yourself to something, especially if you've been trying to, you know, like maybe you've been a little harsher with yourself, or even like when it comes to like even just buying yourself something nice, or like just a little bit of retail therapy, never hurts. But it's just like doing something nice for yourself can go a really, really long way, into you kind of getting back in that flow with yourself, like you moving on from this present energy, this present like truth that's just been, you know, it's just sitting there. The energy's sitting there. But like forgiveness is not the easiest thing to process. The forgiveness is not the easiest thing to have to do either. Like it just feels like it feels like having to like rip a band-aid that you're supposed to feel okay about doing. And it's not always easy to be like, you know what, okay, I forgive you. And then you need a couple breaths to like recalibrate, right? And it's not easy to do either if you held on to that energy for a really long time and then you're literally just trying to release it, but there's so much energy that's been fed into it that it feels heavier. You have to be very, very gentle with yourself as you are forgiving, as even if you're forgiving yourself. You have to be very, very gentle with yourself. You have to treat yourself with kindness. You have to self-love right now. That's really part of the message that's coming up. As you're in this present moment and as you're moving into this release work that you're doing, you need to give yourself, you know, as close to peace as possible so that, you know, you're not losing yourself in the present moment or in the emotional like waves and flows of it. Like you're able to kind of cool and calm down. Like think of it as like, you know, getting a massage. Think of it as like you need to release the tension in your body. It's a knot that keeps screaming and keeps annoying you. You can't sleep because of it. Like so much energy and tightness has gone into this knot, and then you finally get a massage and it's released. Definitely need some of that release right now. So definitely focus on your self-care. That was your reading, my love. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed, because that was a very clear, I feel like very clear message. What is your Cash App? Oh, were you the one who sent me the okay. Okay, I would love for you to pick the deck for me. Okay. 1 second. All right, so we're going to do Curdled Heart first, and then we're going to do Poncho after, and then we will continue on and we'll do the thing. As always, like definitely if you're a Patreon member, drop the Patreon name below. If you are not a Patreon member and you want me to do a reading for you, just send $5 to $10 to my Cash App or Venmo, and then you can put your question in the comments. If you don't have a question, it could be a general reading, and if you want me to pick the deck for you, I can pick the deck for you as well. Your oracle card options are the Mother Mary Queen of Angels deck, the Wisdom from the House of Night oracle deck, the Sacred Symbols oracle deck, the Whispers of the Ocean oracle deck, a favorite, Healing with the Angels, and Archangel Gabriel. And obviously the Okana deck, but only pick that deck if you're trying to do shadow work, as previously stated a bunch of times. Because y'all already know. Y'all already know how that deck goes. Okay, so Curdle Heart, do you have a question, or is it a general question? You already said you want me to pick the deck for you, so just let me know if you have a question. If not, we could just, I could just pick the deck. Okay, well, general reading. Well, my love, I have unfortunate news. You are the lucky winner of the listen, when I intuitively pick the cards, and when y'all let me intuitively pick the cards, if the Okana wants to be like, yeah, I will take this one, that's what it is. So I bid you good luck. I always have to give the intro to this deck every time that I do a reading for it. But this is the Okana deck. It was created by Akamara Taro, who is an Afro-Latina amazing artist. Amazing, as you can see with the glistens. And she created this deck for the ancestors specifically, but it is specifically for shadow work. So it's a very loud deck. It is a very, very loud deck. Okay. All right. What does Curdle Heart need to know right now? Okay. All right. We're going to get one more. What does Curdle Heart need to know right now? Okay. Bottom of the deck is Lust. One who embraces a lot cannot squeeze very hard. It's the bottom of the deck right there. Okay. So this is also one of the only decks I will read from the book from, and then we will talk about it afterwards, because the way that she wrote it is very, very, very telling. I had an Insta profile messaging me for readings with all your picks. Yeah, the only Instagram that I have is OkaniLuna, besides my podcast one, which is Between Ascension. But I don't have any backup accounts. So, and I'm not about to DM y'all for anything. Keep in mind, I have a website. Like, if y'all want to book a reading and stuff like that, I have a website. Like, I pay for my website specifically so I don't have to, you guys can have a space to be able to contact me in that way. I will never go into your DMs and, sit here and be like, my spirit told me you had a sweet soul and that you needed a message. I'm never going to do that shit. That's literally not something I will ever do. I don't have the time. I'm too busy doing readings. I do not have the time. So it's not me. It's never going to be me. Just block them and report them, because those pages, they block me, so I can't report them as pretending to be me, because they get taken down faster if I report them. But they always block me first, so I don't see their stuff. But then everybody's like, was this you? Was it you? No, it wasn't. No, it was not. No, it was not. So yeah, just block them, report them. They're very, very annoying. I will never DM you from some other random page. For what? That makes no sense. I have so much stuff to do in a day. I can't do that. So no, it's not me. Block and report. Thank you. Okay, so the first card is The Waters Run Deep. Nurture. Okay, nurture. I see this glistening. I love this deck so much. Okay, the water drum deep, shadow element. Pouring too much into one's cup, parentheses, needs of others without having your cup replenished in return. Many people believe that many people believe being there for others, even when those very same people aren't there for them, is a positive character trait to show how loyal they are. It is not. It is a flaw. There is no nobility in neglecting your own emotional needs for the sake of those around you, just to be seen as selflessly ride or die. In fact, it really only makes the problem worse. Interpersonal relationships can only operate on the parameters of how you and another party want them to operate. If you have boundaries, one of three things will happen. One, some may leave, let them. Anyone who has issues with you maintaining self-preservation is telling on themselves for more reason than one. Some will stick around. Two, some will stick around and complain. This may be illustrated by challenging your loyalty to that party. And three, some will adjust and respect you for it and act accordingly. With this card, your guides are suggesting you're letting your needs fall by the wayside and giving too much of yourself to others to be seen as a good friend, a good partner, or a good family member, and are feeling like an afterthought, or alternatively, like no thought at all. This could be because you're either avoiding your own problems, because helping others gives you a sense of purpose and makes you feel as though on the periphery, yours aren't as pressing or dire, or your long-term neglect of yourself has convinced you that your needs are inconsequential or flat out unimportant. I done told you this deck don't play. I gave y'all the warnings. Y'all already knew. Okay, next is sorrow. Okay, sorrow. It is through deep sadness that one masters discouragement. Shadow elements. Allowing any inconvenience to discourage you from pushing ahead on your journey to success. What does it mean to master discouragement through profound sadness? It means that even when you're pursuing the thing that you want most to succeed, that if at any point on that journey you're hit with an obstacle that hurts your feelings or fills you with temporary doubts, that you continue pushing through. Often we hear stories of celebrities starting from nothing, living paycheck to paycheck, striving for years and even decades to hit their big break. And they eventually, when they do, they relay the stories on television or the internet videos, hoping to inspire others, but are met with skepticism or even pushback. But they did exactly what this card is telling you that you refuse to do, which is persist. They felt the hurt of rejection just as you have, the sting of being ignored just as you have, and the disappointment of the slow success. But with that sadness existed determination, grit, and a stubbornness, and a stubborn will to succeed, which you need. This card suggests that you have in the past or even currently allowed slights of any size to knock the wind out of your sails, encouraging you to retreat into being a non-entity, intimidating and fearful of the sadness that oftentimes comes with the pursuits of happiness. Y'all don't make me intuitively pick these decks, because listen. Don't do it. And the last card is grit. Okay? Grit. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but few will go down after it. Shadow element, involving oneself in situations that do not pertain to you and taking on the accompanying responsibilities in a resentful fashion. When this card pops into a reading, it can indicate resentment you or someone may be feeling regarding a situation you or someone may have inserted themselves into for no real reason other than to be involved. It is asking you to take a look to see if you are currently undergoing the stress of handling a problem or situation for someone else when it really isn't your responsibility to do so. For example, let's say you have two friends who are at odds. Want to insert yourself either at the behest of them to take sides or on your own accord, you are now inserted into a quarrel that could potentially have disastrous consequences for your relationship with both parties. This can be applied to work issues, family issues, etc. This card is a warning that inserting yourself into a problem that others have with a party that is not you is baseless and low vibrational. It is telling you to refrain from jumping into non-serious confrontation over issues that aren't your own, because it only creates rifts and discontent in your world where otherwise there should be none. Listen, listen. Okay. So the first thing that is very much screaming, is the need for self-empowerment and self-care. That's a theme across all three cards. There's a lack of self-empowerment. It's almost like there's this energy of using other things as a distraction of what's really going on in your life and taking control of your life but instead of taking control of your life, you're like distracting yourself with everything else and other things that are going on in order to not take responsibility. And there's also like inserting yourself into things that, again, has you have you to take care of, but that's not what's happening. So there's a need, like the key word is nourishment. And this is why the nurture came out first. The key word is nourishment. The key word is self-care. You need a lot you need to work on your self-empowerment. You need to work on grounding with yourself. You need to work on saying no. Okay. You need to work on saying no. You need to work on, specifically also navigating your escapist tendencies as to why you don't want to address certain things in your life that need to be addressed, that you need to actually like take care of, that need your awareness, that need your time, that need to be handled by you specifically, not necessarily. It's a very much like you're minding other people's business, but you're not minding your business. You're avoiding your business entirely. And so your business is crumbling, but you're very much involved in the business next door. And you need to really take back control of yourself. You need to take back control. And also, honestly, I think like you need to detach for a little bit from other people. You might need to just take some time for you to reevaluate, kind of regroup, and think about what role you've been playing in everybody else's life but your own. Because the word neglect is also coming up. You're neglecting you're neglecting your dreams. There's too much energy going into other directions that it's not needed at all. You could be doing so much better, so much other things with your time that could actually be productive to your own growth, your own dreams, and actually not finding every single time that maybe a door closes for you when it comes to your dreams, feeling like, oh, I can't do it, I tried. Instead of continuing to like try to push through and actually see an outcome. You need to build your energy and have more faith and be a little bit more grounded with yourself, because that's the big thing that is lacking. It's like you're escaping into other people's stuff to avoid doing the work that you need to do to not only make your dreams come true, to work on yourself, to empower yourself, but also it just feels like it's a self-neglect that ultimately through time you'll be regretting how much time you wasted not doing what you needed to do. So you need to do a whole 360. Like you need a whole 360. Detach from people. That's a huge message that's coming up. You need to work on your self-empowerment and your self-love. You need to mind your business. Okay, not mind other people's, but mind your business. Work on yourself and don't give up on your dreams. If you're not nourishing yourself or your dreams, you're not going to get where you want to be. And then your mental health is also going to take a hit. So it's like you're not supporting yourself the way that you need to be supported. And it's a shame. It is a shame. You need to, again, 360. You have to do a whole entire 360, and just kind of reevaluate how you're communicating to others, all of the energy you're giving to other things, and 360. It's a whole entire 360. You have to turn this around, but you also have to choose yourself. If you don't choose yourself, you're just gonna waste time, and then you're gonna be mad at yourself later for not having enough time to do what you wanted to do, and then you'll be like, oh, I always wanted to do this, but I just couldn't. And then you'll make excuses because your ego's not gonna want to admit that you were the problem, but you can choose not to be the problem. You can choose not to be the problem. You can choose yourself. And then once you do that, you'll be able to like move forward. Okay. And you'll also have a stronger foundation with yourself, which is something that you need. It's not grounded enough. It's not grounded enough. And you need the nourishment. That is your reading, my love. I hope that it made sense. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed. That was a lot. I know this deck, it will read you to the filth. I tell everybody every single time, and it, sometimes we gotta find out the hard way. Mind you, this is an ancestral deck, so it's like the ancestors reading you to the filth. So it's on some other level. It's on some other level. Anyway, you're welcome. Next is Pancho, and then we're gonna do Valentina. For those who are just coming in, we already have like a list. But I'll try to stay here for like a good. We'll probably do like another hour, maybe, depending on like my energy levels. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling in like 30 minutes because we're already 30 minutes in. But we're gonna do Pancho, and then we're going to do Valentina. If anybody wants a reading, if you're a Patreon member, channel member, you already know, drop your question in the comments with your Patreon name, so that way I can check that off. And then if for those who are not channel members or Patreon members, you could just send $5 to $10 to my Cash App or Venmo, which is it's up here. It's the same as my username down here. If you would like a longer reading, or if you want a reading, I'm having a special right now on my website. Spring 2023 in all caps. You get 22% off all services for those who are gonna want that. Also, I need to make like a whole ass announcement on my TikTok, y'all, because apparently the government is trying to ban TikTok. So if you're like following me on TikTok, make sure you're following me on YouTube, because that's where I make the majority of my content anyway. And I don't want to lose touch with y'all. Make sure y'all, go subscribe and go, check out my website, subscribe to my newsletter, so that way you don't miss out on any like updates and stuff. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to do the next reading, which is Pancho. Hello. Okay, wait. Oh. Okay. Wait, I found it because it be bouncing sometimes. Okay. Wait. Why do I keep sensing danger or negative energy? Okay. Got you. Pancho. Did you want me to pick the deck? Oh, okay. So you want me to do the Akamara? Okay. Heard loud and clear. Heard loud and clear. Okay. So, why does Pancho keep sensing danger or negative energy? Why does Pancho keep sensing danger? Why does Pancho keep sensing? Oh. This so cute. Are these collective? No, these are oracle readings, so they're basically whoever asked the question. But there is a whole entire queue. If you want a reading, to send $5 to $10 to my Cash App Venmo, which is the same as my username, and drop your question in the comments. So, Pancho, why do you keep sensing danger or negative energy? Well, let us grab the first card. Let's grab the first card. You're gonna see why I was like shook it for a second, because I was like, oh, Hold on. Trying to find the. No. Wait. Okay. And it is 9. So the first card is Reconcile. Okay? Reconcile. And it says, love yourself, for only then can you love others. Shadow element, allowing reconciliation on failed interpersonal relationships to commence out of a need for outside acceptance or outright refusal to be alone in the healing process, when in fact the need is to be more concerned with accepting one's self. There always comes a time where we are given a chance to break away from unsavory relationships with love interest, friends, family dynamics, but we struggle to cut the cord of dependency. Dependency on what exactly? Could be an obligation to family, unresolved spiritual ties, to past lovers, or just an inability to exist in solitude in order to mend what has harmed us within these interactions. This card suggests that you struggle with your need to reconcile toxic relationships before healing, due to some arbitrary entitlement someone has within inserting themselves into your life, or your dependency on that relationship to feel valid and loyal, or discomfort with disconnecting. It suggests that your ability to only recount the good times with someone you're struggling to love from a distance to justify keeping that parasitic connection alive and well, feeding on your spirit and untimely your growth. Why do you stick around when you know it's not working? It's giving the evil eye. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely giving the evil eye. Now, the other card, the next card that came out, the reason why I was shooketh is because it's the Egun card, which is the card of the ancestors. So get ready to just... The dead stands in waiting. Shadow element, not honoring one's ancestors properly or allowing those tasks to fall by the wayside. The dead stand in waiting for you to acknowledge and respect them. This card is maybe the most straightforward card in the deck, but also the most encompassing. This deck is a way to connect to your ancestors and what they have to say about your shadow side. But one must not forget to honor, venerate, and serve them in a way that is appropriate for them, having your best interests at heart. This card is summoning you to do the work for them, to continue feeling appreciated as spirit guides that they are, consistently assisting you on your path. It's letting you know that they are with you, but they're asking you to take this connection more seriously. Do your offerings, speak with them in earnest. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance. And then, we have grit again. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but few will go down after it. Shadow element, involving oneself in situations that do not pertain to you. I'm telling you, this whole thing is giving evil eye. It's just giving evil eye, but okay. That does not pertain to you. Hold on. That do not pertain to you, and taking on the accompanying responsibilities in a resentful fashion. When this card pops into a reading, it can indicate resentments you or someone may be feeling regarding a situation you or someone may have inserted themselves into for no real reason other than to feel involved. It is asking you to take a look to see if you are currently undergoing the stress of handling a problem or situation for someone else when it really isn't your responsibility to do so. For example, let's say you have two friends who are at odds. Once you insert yourself either at the behest of them or take sides, or on your own accord, you are now inserted into a quarrel that could potentially have disastrous consequences for your relationship with both parties. This can be applied to work issues, family issues, etc. This card is a warning that inserting yourself into a problem others have with a party that is not you is baseless and low vibrational. It is telling you to refrain from jumping into non-serious confrontation over issues that aren't your own, because it can only create rifts and discontent in your world where otherwise there should be none. Okay, so I don't know if you broke up with someone or if a relationship ended, but that person is very much sending you the eye. And also it's kind of like, this is also a lesson in disguise in regards to the ancestors, because they're like, hi, hello, can we talk? Can we, oh, now you want to talk about the feeling of the negative energy. Now you want to talk about it. Like, you need to have a little bit of a sit down with your ancestors and, get realigned a little bit. And also you need to be praying for protection, because I'm telling you, this is giving very much evil eye, is giving much someone who, it's either not happy that you're not in their life, wanting to insert themselves in what you're doing, and wanting to kind of know where you're at, wanting to know like what's going on with you, like really not minding their business. It's very much giving not minding their business, feeling kind of like needing to kind of step in, and be like at the forefront, like just kind of like tug, like almost like, it's also giving like, oh, think about me, or it's also giving very much like love spell. It's giving very like, I want them to think about me. I want them to like not like, they can't be happy without me. They can't, like, it's very much giving evil eye. This is what I'm saying. Like, you need a whole ass baño. Personally, I would say you need a whole baño, and you need to be working with the ancestors specifically, because there's a little bit of neglect there. I think in part you have left things laid by the wayside, and this is the lesson as to consistency spiritually with the ancestors in regards to maintaining your spiritual protection, and now also not allowing people that have been a part of your life to actively still have a say in your energy, just because you've given them access before. So keep in mind that when you give people access to your energy, when you have given people like the door, okay, the window to your energy, and when you say like, hey, so yeah, no, oh no, I care for you, I still we'll still stay friends, or blah blah, and that person is still not trying to like, they're within themselves, like that's not what they want, and they actively are trying to manipulate your energy in some way in order for them to get what they want, even though that might not be what you want. When there's like half-ass consent, people will still cross boundaries, and when you don't have your protection up, people will still cross boundaries. When you don't do your due diligence to protect your energy, people will actively cross boundaries, and it could be in a very subtle way. It can be in like just a whole ass spell where somebody's trying to literally curse you for not being with them or something like that, to actively like the evil eye, like, oh, you ain't gonna be with nobody better than me. You ain't gonna do, like it giving very, very evil eye energy, not in concern of you. It's like at this point they should have no business having you up here. Mind you, bottom of the deck is mercurial, so it's definitely, I'm telling you, there's some evil eye energy. You also need to reevaluate the people that you have around you. Some people don't have the best intentions for you, and they also don't want you to succeed. You need to sit with the ancestors and do that prayer where you're like, ancestors, please remove anything from my life, anyone from my life that just is not for my highest and greatest good, that does not have any business being here. Please remove them entirely from my life. Like, once you do that prayer, watch people just completely disappear in your life. And then you're gonna be like, oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Like, you need to be a little bit more aware of how you are putting in your like, who has access to your energy, who thinks that they have like, power to send to you and negativity to send to you in the first place. But you also need to have a sit down with the ancestors and bring them some damn rum and, change the flowers in the altar, or give them new flowers, because this is like a little bit of a lesson in disguise, that they're letting you have. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and wait till they realize what's going on, and then once they start sensing it, it's like, okay, now you want to do something about it. It's kind of like a lesson in disguise, if that makes sense. But yeah, that was your reading, my love. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that you got the messages that you needed. Okay. 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 So let me see who is next. I think no, it's Valentina. It's Valentina. Who was the person who sent, I think somebody sent a whatchamacallit. What's it called? What's the thing called? A cash app? Ophelia. Yeah, who's Ophelia? Ophelia, you'll be next after Valentina. I just need you to tell me who that is on here, so that way I know who Ophelia is. So then, and also drop which deck you want me to use, unless you want me to pick for you. And also, just tell me the question, unless you want it to be a general reading. That's fine. Okay, the zombie, you're Ophelia. I'm trying to figure out who Ophelia is. I don't know where it was coming from, but let me know who Ophelia is through Cash App. Let me know. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna do yours after after Valentina. Valentina is next, and then we're gonna do Ophelia, and then we're gonna do. Hold on. Who's next? I think Black Coffee is next after that. Okay. All right, Valentina. Hello, I'm a Patreon member, Valentina Flores. I'd love a general reading. You can intuitively choose the deck for me. Okay. Valentina. Okay, so the Whispers of the Ocean wants to take this one, so we're gonna go with this. Simone, try scamming me today with your account. Someone tried scamming today. Yeah, I don't have any backup accounts, y'all. So, and I have a pinned video in both my TikTok and my Instagram that says I don't have any backup accounts and don't fall for scam accounts. Y'all, it ain't me. I have a website for a reason. I will never DM you for a reading because I don't have time. I'm literally I'm too busy doing readings. I don't have time to be DMing everybody on my follow list that they're a starlight from the heavens above and that, the ancestor said I should be. Like, I don't have time to do all that. Y'all need to be careful on these streets because it's not me. It really ain't me. Be careful. I'm never gonna DM you for a reading. I don't have the time of the day. I do not have the time of the day. But what they do is that they block me, so I can't block them. Like, I can't report them as someone pretending to be me. Because if I do it, they'll take them down right away. But if somebody else does it, it's like they take longer to see it. If I say someone's pretending to be me, it's like, oh, okay, we see that. But they block me, so I can't see it and report them. And then they'll go through my follow list on like another account, and they'll see who's following me, and they'll just start following me, following all of my followers, and then they'll DM them pretending to be me, and they'll steal my picture and stuff, and then be like, "Oh, hello, love. Spirit told me blah blah." Like, it literally doesn't even be sounding like me. I'm like, y'all, that don't even sound like me. I've been reading these messages like, this don't even sound like me. Never forget the time that they literally sent a message to my wife, okay, my whole wife. Like, she's on my page, my whole wife, talking about, I was drawn to you to give you a reading, all this stuff. And my wife's like, babe, why are you trying to charge me for readings now? But she knew it was fake. And I'm just like, because she has free readings. I'm like, it's never going to be like, why did you send it to my wife? But anyway, don't fall for these. Don't fall for these clowns, y'all. Let's not do it. Anyway, Valentina. I have to stick in this disclaimer all of the time. I don't have backup accounts. Okay, Valentina. What does Spirit want Valentina Flores to know right now? What's going on? What does Valentina Flores need to know right now? Oh. What does Valentina Flores need to know right now? Okay. 1 second. Ooh, bottom of the deck. Blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. It is an octopus. I'm telling y'all, this deck is so pretty. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know about this deck. It's one of my favorite decks. I say that about like every deck, but anyway. Okay, so we got 4 cards in here. The first one, every step counts. There is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Honestly, you shouldn't be moving at all, especially. Like, you shouldn't be making any crazy moves until it's Aries season. That's not what I said. Keeping it in check. Pay attention to what is going on around you. You might be moving into something too quickly or missing some important details. So the theme is very it's there's a theme. You see there's a theme. Polite declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish what your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. Okay. And then look beyond the surface. Avoid becoming distracted by the surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation cause or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth into your world. Look at that, so pretty. Look at y'all. Listen, I love this deck. Y'all understand. This deck is just so beautifully done. Like the artistry, impeccable. Anyway, so there's this like need to slow down. There's this definitely a need to take things slow. I know that we have the Aries placements on, they're on lock right now. I know that. But there's still this watery, there's still that watery Pisces energy that it's almost kind of like if you were trying to start a race, but then your feet, like a running race, but then your feet were being held down. And it's like, you can't run yet. You want to, like, you worked out, you did the thing, you got your body ready for the thing, you did it, right? That's the other Aries placement, but you can't yet. You can't yet. Will you be able to? Yes. And honestly, what you should be doing now is really getting yourself and your ideas ready for when the energy is there for you to like ignite that and start the run. Continue in preparation. Okay, continue in preparation, and right now focus on what it is, your goals, your vision for your life, your vision for the rest of the year, why you need it to be and why you need it to look the way that it needs to look, why you're going to make the moves that you're going to make. Like if I were to ask you, okay, but why do you want it? Why do you want to do this? Why is this important to you? Why? You need to be able to answer that in like a very detailed, like, you know what, Abby, this is why I think this is like the best thing for me right now, because I feel very drawn to this. Like I feel like this is what I need to be doing. I keep getting dreams about it. Like my ancestors have confirmed it. Like I just feel like this is the right direction. And so I did this research. I looked into this and da. And so I know that, this is going to be like my next upcoming moves. Like when you're able to say that, when you're able to say, okay, you know what, I did my due diligence. I was Santa Claus. Okay, I checked the list twice. Okay, like I did my due diligence, and I'm trying my best to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success later. You'll be able to literally start the run, feel energized, and also win at the same time. Because that's literally what it is. It's like the energy is going to start shifting. And you're being asked to kind of keep your momentum. Don't get distracted. That's another message that's coming up. Don't get distracted. Keep your momentum, but know when you're going to start running. Know that it's not the time yet, but know when you're going to start running. Like you have the date, you have the time. It's not right now. But it's coming. The energy is building to that. So you need to maintain your energy levels, maintain your purpose, maintain your vision, have a clear goal and understanding. So that way, it's clear as day. It's like, man, I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. I know exactly how I'm going to execute it. Anything else, not executing it, is just you like trying to not like get in your own way, basically. And right now you need to be clear with yourself as to why it needs to be maintained, maintaining your motivation, and really romanticizing your life. I say that all the time, but y'all need to romanticize the hell out of your life, especially when it's time for you to be in that moment and thrive in it. Like, sometimes it's like we have to be up here and we envision it and we're like daydreaming about it, and we can like, you know, like we can be up here, we could build a whole entire world up here, a beautiful world up here. But it's important to, at the same time, it's important to make sure that we're making steps to prepare us to build that world out here as well. It can't just be a one-dimensional inside of here world. It needs to be able to expand, and you need to be able to prepare yourself to launch that thing, to move forward in it. So take these moments to ground yourself, take these moments to really tighten up all of the details, take this moment to really like get yourself ready. But it's not time to run yet, but you'll know when it's like, oh, I gotta do this now. It's now or never. I gotta do it now. This now. I gotta do it. You'll know. And it's important to listen to yourself and also listen to your own rhythm as the energies are flowing, because you are reacting to the transits, you're reacting to the planetary shifts, you're reacting to the energy itself. And right now it's too mucky. It's too mucky to just run right now. It's every other day it's gonna look different. Every other day it's gonna ebb and flow different. So you just wait till the fire is fully lit so that you can run. Okay? That was your message, my love. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed. Okay? And then we're doing, hold on. They were up here. Hold on. Okay, the zombie. Do you have a question and do you have a deck that you want me to use? So that way I know which deck you want me to use, or do you want me to intuitively pick for you? If you want me to intuitively pick for you, that's fine. If you don't have a question, that's fine. You want it to be a general reading. These are your card options. You have the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck, the Mary Queen of Angels Oracle deck, the Wisdom, okay, Oracle deck, the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle deck. I'm sorry, no. This was the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. I'm bugging. I read it wrong. I read one before the other. The Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Archangel Gabriel Oracle deck, and then lastly, the OGs of OGs, the Read You to the Filth deck, which is the Okana Oracle deck. So let me know in the comments if you want me to pick for you. That's fine. And then, you know, I will intuitively pick the deck for you. So I'll wait for you to respond because I haven't seen the response yet. So I'm gonna give you a second while I like look at the comments over here. Okay, wait. Wait. Where Bree said, I'm late. What deck is this? I feel like I need a tough love deck and the messages are well written and point out this. Okay, so I have to do the intro real quick. As I wait for, was it Ophelia? Yeah. As I wait for Ophelia to tell me if it's a general reading, this is the Okana deck. It was created by Akamara Tarot. As you can see in the back, Akamara, let me just pull it up all the way over here. Akamara Tarot on Instagram, amazing artist, Afro Latina, really amazing artist, really like stunning work, like just really amazing work. But this is a shadow work deck for your ancestors specifically. So you're not supposed to read from this like all of the time. This is meant to be like, you know, an occasional read to the filth by the ancestors, like an occasional check-in. So we usually use these for the weekly community oracle pulls because sometimes some of y'all need the thing. So It comes, you know, it's always featured in these lives for that reason. But yeah, it's sometimes it goes like she makes batches, but they sell out pretty fast. If you want to get your hands on this deck, you're going to need to follow her on Instagram and just kind of keep an eye out, like for when, you know, she decides to post and when she's making decks available. Because there's been like different like editions as well. I think they made a white one or a purple one before. It was interesting. This is like one of the first decks I got from them, and it sold out so fast. Like I was surprised that I got my hands on it, honestly, because it was just like sold out. Like she creates these on her own, and they're beautiful. They have like the gold. Like it's just such a beautiful deck. But yeah, if you want to get your hands on it, Akamara Tarot on Instagram is who you're going to want to go find. Okay. Okay. So they haven't put. Ophelia hasn't put if it's a general reading. Let me see. 1 sec. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to do okay, so we're gonna do our general reading for Ophelia because I don't know I don't know what happens, but we're gonna do a general reading. And I'm gonna put that in the chat as well. Wait, I can't put a comment on here even though I'm live. That's crazy. Basically, if anybody wants to replay this live for any reason, you can find it on my YouTube. Okay, because that's where it's replayable. All of my lives are replayable. That's why I do both YouTube and TikTok at the same time, so you guys can like always have access to it. So Ophelia, you can always find this reading on YouTube. But okay, so we're gonna do a general reading for Ophelia because Ophelia, I don't know what happened. Okay. Okay, so the sacred symbols wants to take this one, so we're gonna go with the sacred symbol. Okay. What does Ophelia need to know? Oh. Well then. Okay. All right. What does Ophelia need to know? Ooh. And bottom of the deck is relief. There we go. Relief. Okay. So, first and foremost, the first card that came out was Good Fortune. Okay. And we have Death. And then we have Truth. Okay, so the energy right now is definitely, it feels like there's going to be a big blessing that's going to push through once you go through a transformation that you actively need to accept. That's kind of like the key thing though. You need to accept it first in order for, you know, for you to actually get to this. Okay, in order for you to get to this, there's some transformation that needs to be had. There's some release that needs to be had. There's acceptance that needs to be had. That's the other key factor. Acceptance and needing to accept the release and like this death process that's happening, this transition that's happening, in order for you to get to this big blessing that Spirit has set up. It's this big blessing Spirit has set up, and it's kind of like, it's funny because the way that this reading is coming up is kind of like luring someone with something shiny. Okay, like it's luring someone with something shiny, like, oh look at this, oh, follow this, like, oh my God, come to this road. It's kind of like, it's giving that vibe, which is really an interesting kind of energy, but that's the way that the energy is coming up. It's kind of like your, like, spirit is like trying to lure you, like, hey, you know, if you actually release this, you have some things waiting for you. What? Yes, you do. Like, that's honestly the way that the energy is really coming up. There is this like process, this a sense of honesty that you need to have with yourself right now about a situation that needs to be released. It needs to be transmuted. It needs to be shifted. It needs to, that change absolutely needs to happen. And there's a need for a realignment, like feeling like you are a little bit more grounded with yourself, feeling like you've processed or you've healed from something that has been weighing deeply on your spirit. And now that is like the perfect time to like shake it off and release it. As you go through this process, as you kind of like go through this very transformative period where you are evolving, being lighter, like lifting the heavy weights off your spirit, lifting the pressure off your heart, like lifting everything up. As that is happening, you are like getting, it's like, again, it's like this learning, like, hey, you know, we're about to bless you once you release this, right? Like, once you make room for this, you know, we're about to bless you, right? You know that you because you made room for this, because you did this road is about to open for you. And I know you've been wanting this road to open for you, but it hasn't for a reason. Okay, it hasn't for a reason, but now it's gonna open for you. Now it's gonna open for you. We're gonna have that open for you, but you're gonna have to do this first. There is a huge transformation that you are going to be going through, and it might feel like a very emotional process to have to go through at first. It might feel very heavy to do so, but it's healing. It's ultimately going to heal you. And I think that's where the key thing is. It's like you're ultimately going to be healing from something, and it's going to not only bring a lot of peace up here, but also to your heart and to your mental health, to your emotional energy. You'll be able to have the peace of mind that you need, and this situation won't have like a heavy control, like weight on you, on your chest, on your heart. It'll be something that will be transformed. Like, the truth literally will set you free. Like, it really feels like this almost like a cleansing that you're going through. This release is bringing peace, is bringing calm, is bringing just release. That release is going to make space for some amazing opportunities, some things that you wanted to open, and some things that you might have not expected, but all of a sudden it just popped out in front of your door. You're like, oh, okay, I guess, like, yeah, okay. I'm not going to argue with that, right? It's very much giving doors opening. It is giving road opening. It's giving opportunities. Is very much, there are things that are going to open up for you just because you are going to be releasing and going through this beautiful transformation. And this is why the bottom of the deck is relief, because like, if you trust the process and you do what you need to do, if you do this, you'll feel like that, like, you know, when you sigh and it's just like, I'm not worried anymore, I'm not concerned. That's exactly what it's going to feel like. So yeah, that was your reading, my love. I hope that it made sense, and I hope that you got all the messages that you needed. But it was very, very, very clear. Your ancestors and your spirits are definitely like, here's a cookie. Here's a cookie if you play nice. Here's a cookie. Like, we got you. We definitely got you. Oh, okay. So, I believe, wait, who was next? Wait, hold on. Wait, no, I think it was, no, wait. I think it was Black Coffee. Black Coffee is next, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like trying to look through the thing. I think it's Black Coffee. Yeah, I think it's Black Coffee. Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Rila said, thank you. I'm on their website. Her work is great. It's really amazing. It's really, like, you You got to stay on top of her on her IG so you see when she's launching something, because then when she's launching something, everybody wants to sell it out. It's like, okay, Beyonce, I got you, but like, geez, like, let me just get one day. Let me just get one deck. You gotta stay on her launches. Like, I'm telling you. Anyway, black coffee. General, any deck, please and thank you. Okay. Okay, so the wisdom of the House of Night wants to take this one, so that's what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. All right, black coffee. And just repeating for those who are just coming back in, I just did Ophelia's reading. If whoever missed a reading, you can always replay it on my YouTube because this live stays on my YouTube. I know it doesn't stay on my TikTok because it's not replayable, but all of the readings I'm doing is replayable on my YouTube. The link will be in my bio. Click on it and then click on my YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. And then you will find this video. It will be the last video on the page. So my phone just informed me that we're at 20%. So we're gonna try to do the last of the readings. We're gonna stop it at 1:30. And we'll see how far we can get. I will do Soul and Sun next after, but we're going to do black coffee first. Okay, and then we'll see if we have time for the rest of them because my phone is dying, and if it dies mid-live, it's gonna be like, okay. Anyway, black coffee. What does black coffee need to know? Oh, that was fast. Okay, okay, all right. What's going on? What's going on? What is happening? Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, are you okay? Are you okay? All right. So the first card is Chaos. Hello, Uranus. Chaos. Then we have High Priestess of Fire. Okay. Then we have Denial. Was a river in age. Denial. Then we have High Priestess of Air. Bottom of the deck is Conclusions, Differences, and Honesty. Okay. Conclusions, Differences, and Honesty. What is going on? Okay, so first of all, chaos. So there's definitely a little bit of turmoil going on, but it definitely feels like it's coming out of it's definitely the Aries energy. It's coming from a sense of passion. There's definitely certain things that are being said that are like, you know what? I said what I said. It's giving bold. It's giving I gotta say my piece. And I said it. There's definitely a boldness that's coming up. There's also an aggression. There's definitely certain things that needs to kind of like calm down with the energies. Like the energies are very much more fire and air than they are like of water. Okay, and so it's definitely the fire energies in the chart. It's also the air energies in the chart too. But there's a need to like really process what's the truth and what's going on, because there is definitely the way that the denial card is coming up with the High Priestess of Air is like, what is it that you need to accept about the situation? What is it that you need to accept? What is the truth? What is the truth? Honesty. What is the truth? What is the truth? What is it that you need to accept? Why can't this work? Why is it that it can't work? no, but you, Abby, but you don't understand. Like, I just feel like, but maybe, and if this was just different, then maybe it would just be fine. And no, but what is the truth? Because it feels like a whole tornado. It feels very chaotic. This also feels a little bit toxic too. There's like a high heat of passion, but when things kind of like calm down, there's excuses made. There's excuses made, and it's denial. It's like, no, no, but it's not that. But there's definitely, no, you were definitely getting called to like end something, with the differences and the conclusion card and the honesty is like, you're definitely getting called to end something. Bottom of the deck, also oath. It's like someone says they're gonna stop doing so. It's giving narcissist. It's giving emotional abuse as well. It's very like, no, I'm not gonna say that again. I'm not gonna bring that up, or I'm gonna stop doing that, and then they do it anyway, and then it starts a fight, and then they deny it, and then it's triggering, and then it's like, what is the truth? Like, how long are you going to continue to kind of deal with this chaos? And how are you going to accept the truth and then do something about it? I think the way the truth card is coming out, it's like, if you accept the truth, that automatically means that a change is going to happen. And that is not a easy thing to process when you know the second you admit to the truth, it changes everything. But it's just so chaotic. Like, this reading is giving me a headache, honestly, because it feels like very all over the place. It feels all over the place. It feels really heavy. It feels really passionate. Like, I also feel like my heart is getting like almost like hot. You know, like when you feel like you're almost like got heartburn? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It feels just like this heat there. I think you need to accept the truth. Well, no, I don't think. I know that you need to accept the truth. There's too many. This was giving very like kindred, like spirits, twin flame-ish energies where, you know, the chaos is there for a reason. It's giving that energy as well. You need to do a cleansing too. You also, if you do a cleansing and let's say you pray, like same thing I was saying before, if you pray to your ancestors and you're like, help me remove anything that's like not for my highest and greatest good, that is not for my peace of mind, that is not for my not bringing love, joy, peace, harmony. And the second you do that, you know who's gonna get released. Not only is it time for you to calm the energy down, you need to do a cleansing. The fire is a little bit, it's too out of control. You need to do a cleansing, and you also need to mentally get really clear on what the truth is, because the energy is too heavy. It's too heavy to the point that is the way that it's translating to me is in a very like it's in a physical body sense. And as someone who does a lot of protection work, that doesn't usually happen to me in readings. I usually block that because I don't like to feel like I'm being overtaken by the energy like that. But it's very much giving that. It's giving overwhelming. Yeah, you have to release this. Like the need for the chaos to just like to sizzle down is very, very needed. And you need to be more gentle with the heart. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. It's way too heavy. So yeah, something is coming to an end. honesty needs to be had on the self, like be honest to yourself, but also the energy has to calm down. It's way too chaotic. It's way too heavy. Like, you need to go do a spiritual bath tonight, okay? I know it's late. I know, what time is it? Y'all, it's about to be 11, but we as night owls, okay? You about to go do something because you need to cleanse your energy. I don't know how you sleep with the tightness. It's really heavy. I personally don't like it. I really do not like it at all. Your girl's about to do a whole smoke cleansing after this live. That's what we's about to do because the energy is just too heavy. Take care of yourself, my love. I don't like I don't like the heaviness. Take care of here, okay? Okay. So we're gonna do where's my battery life? I gotta check that. 14%. She's still dying though. Okay, I really am about to hold on. I'm about to cleanse real quick because I need to real quick. Hold on. Let me get let's get the black sage. Where's the Yes, sometimes you need to whoop out the black sage in the moment. Yes, I know my phone is dying, but your girl needs to cleanse because that was very heavy energy. 1 second. 1 second. Wait. All right. I'm trying not to make a mess. Here goes to trying not to make a mess. Okay. Just light this up because, listen, what we's not going to do is 1 second. Hold on. What we's not going to do is keep energy that we don't need to keep. So I'm just gonna light this baby up real quick. And then we're gonna do the general reading real quick before my phone dies. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god, that is so much better. Lord. Okay. Y'all, sometimes you just need to cleanse. Sometimes you just gotta cleanse the energies. Oh, okay. That is so much better. So much better. Okay, let's just put this over here. Okay. With that being said, let me turn this off. Always have a candle nearby. Anyway, we're gonna do Soul and Sun. Good day. Can I get a general reading, please? Okay. Did you pick the deck? I don't think you picked the deck. Also, thank you for all you do. Oh, you're welcome. No, I don't think they picked the deck. Okay, so I'm assuming you want me to pick the deck for you. I presume. Okay. I presume. Okay. So. Okay, so the Healing with the Angels wants to take this one, so 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's see. The Soul and Sun need to know. The Soul and Sun need to know. Oh, okay. Bottom of the deck is surrender and release. Surrender and release. Okay, so Your cards are as follows. You have children. Oh, we're at 10%. You got children, abundance, manifestation, and balance. Okay, keep in mind that children doesn't always mean like you're gonna have a child, or that you're working with children, because it could mean that too. But sometimes it literally means that you need to like feed your inner child. And the way that this is coming up with the abundance and manifestation, it feels like you're focusing on bringing something to life that's literally like your baby. Like it's like something that you're working to bring into fruition, that you've been working to manifest. That's going to ultimately lead you into a lot of prosperity in the long run. But it's literally like your baby, because you put so much effort into nurturing it. It's literally like your baby. But you need to, one of the key things is that you need to balance. You need to bring balance. Especially when it comes to things that you still need to release in order to receive, which is something that absolutely you need to release before you receive. There's a lot of things that you need to kind of really make space for before you can, receive the larger thing, right? Sometimes the shift and the things that we want ahead, we plan for, but you can't say, I'm going to move to another country, keep your apartment where you're at, and then not end up moving. You're supposed to also plan, where you are, unless you want to keep both, obviously. But it's like, if you're trying to shift and release and move and make these specific shifts, you're going to have to release. That ultimately will bring you into a state of balance when you're releasing, when you are letting go, when you are like trying to calibrate the road opening the way that it needs to open, trying to kind of like stay on course, trying to like navigate and move the ship, move the sails in the ship, so you know which direction you're going. But sometimes it's kind of like, in Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're getting attacked and they have to like release some of the weight so they can move faster. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you have to release so you can get ahead. Sometimes you have to release so you can see yourself in a different destination, because the weight literally anchors you down, and then it stops you from getting to where you need to go as fast as you need to go. So right now, it's important for you to practice balance. And it's funny because the moon is currently in Libra. And so the energy of that balance and that calibration that's coming up, it's ultimately for your own success and abundance, because that's the way that it's coming up here. Ultimately is for your benefit, but you need to sit with yourself and really ask yourself, what is it that you are, that's just stagnant in your life, that really needs to be released? What is it that has, outgrown its welcome in your life? What is it that you no longer need, that, you can actively let go of? Like, you don't feel bad or heavy, or like, or even if you do feel like, oh my God, this hurts and I have to let this go, but I know I have to, like, it's time. Because it could be either or. Like, the way the energy comes up is like, hey, make room for the beautiful things and the wonderful things that are coming, the wonderful things that you've been actively trying to manifest and work on, okay? The things that you've been actively calling to you as well. Make room for those things. Don't think that you can live your life exactly the same way and have the thing that you want in that same fashion. You have to make room for it. Sometimes your dreams outweigh the space that you are currently in. And so you have to move into that other space. You have to shift the energy. You have to kind of calibrate yourself, rebalance yourself, so that you are comfortable. Okay, you are balanced. You can take in this abundance and feeling comfortable in this new space, feeling like it's the right thing, feeling like it's the solid thing, feeling like this is like the meant to be, like it's absolutely needed, because you did make space for it. So it's a beautiful like grounding and calibration that's happening. It's a beautiful like need for just reevaluation, just to get clear with yourself, just to get grounded with yourself. But you also should be practicing some grounding work as well. Highly recommend working with trees right now. It can help you a lot as far as grounding and just anchoring down and feeling like stability as you seek that balance. It's really, really, really important to do that. Yeah, that was your reading, my love. Those are all the messages that I'm getting. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed, but your message was very beautiful. So yes, y'all, we have gotten to we've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. I'm sorry that I didn't get to every single person. I tried to get to everyone that at least like sent the Cash App and did the super chat and stuff, so that way I didn't miss any of those. For everybody else, we will have more. You guys know we do these weekly, so we will be back. Okay, we will be back. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to sign up for the workshop for the new astrological year. We're going to be doing a spring equinox celebration for abundance. I'm super, super excited for it. So don't forget to sign up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube because they might ban TikTok. It's a whole thing. The link is in my bio. If you want a reading, I am having a special right now on my website. Spring 2023 will give you 22% off all services. So definitely make sure you take advantage of it. I love you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good night, y'all.